and then it cycles again. She'll do the second exercise in her underwear, and the third exercise in her underwear, and then you go back up again, and she'll be doing the first exercise again with pants on.
Who's that?
I'm here to save you. You're the DARPA Chief, Donald Anderson, right?
You here to save me, huh? What's your outfit?
I'm the pawn they sent here to save your worthless butt.
Really? It's true. You don't look like one of them.
What gave it away was the fact that I'm not wearing a balaclava.
Slow down. Don't worry. First, I want some information about the terrorists.
The terrorists?
Do they really have the ability to launch a nuke?
What are you talking about?
The terrorists are threatening the White House. They say if they don't accede to their demands, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
Sweet Jesus.
Is it possible?
It's possible. They could launch a nuke.
How do they plan to launch? I thought this place was just for keeping the dismantled warheads. They shouldn't have access to a missile.
What I'm about to tell you is classified information. Okay?
So Hideo Kojima, the director of the Metal Gear series, is a big Hollywood buff, and that shows in basically every game he's ever made.
On the face of the earth. A nuclear-equipped walking battle tank.
So the plot of this game, and consequently the plot of the entire series, goes through so many different genres. Like, this is an espionage thriller, and there's a conspiracy,
One of the most secret black projects.
and there's a giant mech there,
We've had a couple of run-ins.
and there's action.
So that's the reason you were here at this disposal site?
Why else would I come to a godforsaken place like this?
So there's a lot here,
Metal Gear Project was
and I do think this game does hold up really well. The gameplay is pretty solid.
Thrown into a huge joint project between
A few complaints here and there with some design some of the design, but we'll get to that when we come to it. I think the story is probably it's kind of a toss-up actually whether I prefer this story or Metal Gear Solid 3, because 3 has a really good story as well.
Rex has fallen into the hands of terrorists.
Rex.
Metal Gear Rex. The code name for the new Metal Gear prototype.
Metal Gear Rex is my favourite Metal Gear.
Probably already finished arming the warhead they plan to use.
I mean, I do like the smooth aesthetic of Ray in MGS2.
Hey! Shut up in there, will ya?
Oh, I'm sorry.
But I thought that all nuclear warheads were
You know that guy's still outside, right?
some kind of detonation code that you have to...
If anything, I think he's closer now.
Oh, you mean PAL? Yes, of course. There is a PAL. It's set up so that you need to input 2 different passwords in order to launch the device.
Yeah, I really do like the smooth aesthetic of Ray.
Knows one, and I know.
Baker, the president of Arms Tech.
I think Sahelanthropus is really stupid.
Each of us needs
Metal
to
Gear
input a
Sahelanthropus.
password, or there
The
can
less
be
said
no
about Metal Gear Excellus, or Excellius, whatever they call it in Rising, the less said about that, the better.
You talked.
And of course, there's Zeke
read people's
in
minds.
Peace Walker, which is,
Can't
you know,
resist.
Psycho Mantis.
One of the members of Foxhound. He has psychic powers.
This.
but yeah, I really do like the design of Rex.
It's just a matter of time before they get Baker's too.
I love how boxy he is,
If they find out Baker's password.
but also like really tough.
They'll be able to launch a nuke anytime. But there is a way to stop the launch.
What?
The card keys.
Card keys.
They were designed by Arms Tech, the system developers, as an emergency override. Even without the passwords, you can just insert the card keys and engage the safety lock.
And if I do that?
That sounds reasonable.
You can stop the launch.
That card key.
I mean, to be fair, it makes sense.
Baker should have
that you'd have some kind of failsafe with a nuclear weapon.
You need 3 card keys. There are 3 different slots to put them in. You need to insert a card into each one of them.
I mean, it's like,
Okay.
it's a nuclear weapon. You need some kind of failsafe to prevent these things from
Baker.
going off accidentally or being taken over by terrorists.
Second floor basement.
I heard the guards say they moved him to an area that has a lot of electronic jamming.
There's also the thing, like the running joke people have with Metal Gear Solid that all Solid Snake can really do is repeat the last words that were said to him as a question. And it sounds like an exaggeration, but he's already done it like 10 times in this one cutscene.
It's called a pan card.
It's actually ridiculous.
Your body's own electrical field.
Personal area network, huh?
It transmits data using the salts in your body as the transmission medium.
That sounds fake, but okay.
Devices, they'll read the data stored in the card.
And the doors will
I
open.
mean, it sounds like an excuse for why you're not going to have to rub the card against a scanner
I'm gonna get
every
you
time
out
you come
of
up to a
here.
door.
Wait a minute.
But, you know,
What is
okay.
it?
You haven't heard any other way to disarm the PAL, have you? From your bosses or anyone?
No.
Are you sure you haven't heard anything?
I just said no.
So does the White House plan to give in to the terrorists' demands?
That's their
I
problem.
don't know.
It has nothing to do with my orders.
But what about the Pentagon?
I'm just here to look sexy in this sneaking suit.
What is it?
Hey, what happened?
So the guard walks over because we were talking in hushed tones and tells us to shut up. But he dies really loudly. Nothing.
Naomi, the chief. What happened?
I don't know. It looked like a heart attack, but
A heart attack. No. Colonel, are you hiding something from me?
So if I remember rightly, like, the demo ends after this codec conversation finishes.
Level red. You need the highest security clearance to get access to the
And like, at that point, that's
You
like,
want me to believe that you're in charge of this?
we're over
but you don't
half an
have
hour in
access to
now.
the file?
It's like, you know, that's like a fairly streamlined run, half an hour in.
I'm just here as your support.
That's actually a substantial amount for a
We don't
demo.
have time to debate.
Um,
Get out of there and
like with
find
how
President
much
Baker.
dialogue and stuff there is. That's actually pretty impressive for a demo like that. Well, that sounded normal. It seemed to be shorter than the door. Alright then.
Don't move!
Wait a minute.
So you killed the chief, you bastard! Liquid? No, you're not. Don't move!
Is this the first time?
So this cutscene changes depending on whether or not you've picked up the SOCOM yet. If you have, you pull out the SOCOM and point it at her. If you haven't, I think Snake grabs the barrel
Nervous glance.
of the farmer she's holding.
They're rookies' eyes if I ever saw them. You've never shot a person, am I right?
You talk too much.
You haven't even taken the safety off, rookie.
I told you I'm no rookie!
You're not.
Oh, did these guys say the chief died?
Open that door. You've got a card, don't you?
Why?
So we can get the hell out of here.
Looks like we'll be a little delayed.
So this is one of those unavoidable encounters where you do have to actually kill people. If you equip rations, when your health runs out, if you have rations equipped, you'll automatically use them.
Shoot!
Thank you. No. Any more ammo? Nope. Alright. See, we just automatically used a ration because we ran out. Thank you. Watch out, because it will throw grenades in here. It only happens once though, like this is a pretty scripted sequence. And that should be it. Yeah.
Thanks for the help.
Now it's very important you pay close attention to that soldier's butt.
Who are you? You fool! You've killed him!
I'm sorry, sir.
His mental shielding was very strong. I could not dive into his mind.
Now we'll never get that detonation code.
Boss, I have a good idea.
So Metal Gear Solid is one of those games you'll probably only fully understand on a repeat playthrough. Because a lot of this only really makes sense with hindsight. That wasn't weird. I mean, what? Don't you see guys in gas masks just floating around?
Naomi, I just had some kind of hallucination. Is it from
hallucinations?
No, Snake. The nanomachines are functioning properly.
So what was it?
It must have been psychometric interference coming from Psycho Mantis, Foxhound Psychic. Think of it as a mental feedback loop.
So that was Mantis.
Alright, gameplay. Is there anything in here for me, actually? Beyond Naked Johnny. Nope. Although I could do with some more ammo for the SOCOM. Which I think there should be some down here. Nice. And the bathroom. We didn't see it, but you can actually go above this area, this room, in the ventilation shaft. And you can have a cutscene of Johnny talking to himself. That door over there is a level 6 door. So we can't go in there yet. So in this game, we have two objectives. We need to rescue the hostages, the DARPA Chief and the President of Arms Tech. And the DARPA Chief just died of a heart attack. So, yeah. We also have to stop terrorists from launching a nuke. So the trick here is, like the DARPA Chief said, look for where the walls are painted a different colour. And blow through them. There we go, and there we go. There is actually another wall over there you can blow up. And that will lead you to a room with 2 machine gun cameras that don't set off an alarm if they see you, they just shoot you. And some locked doors that you need a high-level keycard for, but you can find the camera in there. And the weird thing about the camera is you can take pictures of like anything in the game, but it saves those pictures to the PS1 memory card.
He's alive. You're the Arms Tech president, Kenneth Baker, right? Don't worry, I'm here to save you.
Pretty much the entire Metal Gear Solid series gives the name of the character when you first meet them and the voice actor playing them. Metal Gear Solid uses pseudonyms for everybody.
Touch that wire and the C4 will blow.
Like this is Revolver Ocelot, voiced by Patrick Zimmerman.
Boss keeps talking about.
And you?
Special Operations Foxhound. Revolver Ocelot.
But pseudonym Patrick Lane. David Hayter is the only voice actor here who doesn't have a pseudonym. Although he did have one ready. If you play the demo, instead of saying that Solid Snake's voiced by David Hayter, it says he's voiced by Shaun Barker, which was the name of the character David Hayter played in Guyver 2. Dark Action Hero, I think, was the subtitle of that movie. Which isn't a bad movie, honestly. I did watch it once, and you know, it was fairly entertaining.
Draw!
So here's our first real boss fight with Revolver Ocelot.
Draw!
So Ocelot's a really tricky bugger. He can shoot around corners by ricocheting his bullets. So you can't take cover and wait for him to run out because he'll ricochet the bullet off a wall and hit you. So you need to always be on the move. The best time you have to attack him is when he runs out of ammo and reloads. And if you talk to Naomi, if you call Colonel Campbell and talk to Naomi, she will give you advice that's basically like he loves the reload period because he's using a revolver. It's a Colt single action army, as he previously stated, so it's an old school revolver.
Don't you want to
no clip, he doesn't have a speed loader. It's every bullet goes into the chamber by hand. God damn it. And so, like, when he's reloading, he's the most vulnerable, but he loves that point and savors it for some reason because he's weird.
I love the smell of Corda. You know, that sulfury smell.
No.
But to you, it'll be the smell of your own death. Hiding won't help you.
So the remake,
Make them go.
the remake added the first person aiming, and that made this boss fight a lot easier. So what I've done now is I've switched from using the analog stick and I'm using the D-pad, which is actually giving me better results on the auto aim. There we go. But yeah, with the first person aim in the remake, this boss fight is way easier. Little tip when you're playing this, don't let your magazine empty. If you quickly de-equip and re-equip your weapon, damn it, I had it. de-equip. If you de-equip and re-equip your weapon, it'll instantly reload for you. It's kind of like the Resident Evil trick where you reload in your inventory. There's an interesting little thing here. If you run into the wires and cause the C4 to go off, rather than the usual... accidentally shot Baker there. There we go. Run into the wires called C4 go off. Instead of the usual snake, the game over voice is Ocelot calling you an idiot.
I had such a good fight, but I'm just getting warmed up. What? My hand!
Well, I guess Ocelot's been disarmed.
Stealth camouflage. Can't you even die right? You were lucky. We'll meet again.
So here's something I always say about this game. Like, the entire thing seems fairly serious to begin with, and then here comes this cyborg ninja that can turn invisible. And it's like, wait a minute.
That exoskeleton.
This character's become a fan favourite though. I like the design of this suit. It's really good. If you complete the game twice, there are two different endings. If you complete the game, save the game when you completed it, and then load the game, and do the new game through that completed save file, and then get the other ending. If you do that again a third time, Snake will be wearing a tuxedo, and the ninja will have a recolored outfit as well.
Oh, I get it. Jim sent you. You're from the Pentagon.
Answer my question. What about your code? There's no time.
I talked.
What? Now the terrorists have both codes and can launch any time.
Anytime.
It's not like I didn't fight. I managed to resist Psycho Mantis's mind probe.
He couldn't read you? How'd you do it?
Surgical implants in my brain.
Surgical implants?
Kind of like a psychic insulation. Everyone who knows these top secret codes has it.
Even the DARPA Chief?
Of course.
But the DARPA Chief said Mantis got his code by reading his mind.
Are you sure you heard him right?
Yeah, I'm sure. In that case, how did they get your code?
Yeah, I feel like that's something we should have gone into a little more. The DARPA Chief said they got his code when Psycho Mantis read his mind, but Baker said that he couldn't have read the DARPA Chief's mind.
Every second of it.
What happened?
He broke it.
Looks like you're more than even now. His was sliced off.
Ha, you're a funny man. So the DARPA Chief, is he okay?
Dead.
What? Can't be. No, that's not what you promised, Jim. Now you want to shut me up?
Calm down. What's wrong with you? I just told you I was here to save you. I didn't kill the DARPA Chief.
I just love the idea. It's like, yeah, no, I just took out that gunfighter. I'm here to save you.
Anyway,
let me just start hitting you with my stick.
Now.
Those boys are totally insane. They wouldn't hesitate to launch.
I agree, but what do they really want?
Oh, who knows? Maybe they're like us.
If only they'd tell me what they want, what they really, really want.
Forward to the next good war.
Well, I'm not.
Why won't they tell me what they want, what they really, really want?
You still have the card keys?
Card keys?
To override the detonation code. I heard you had them.
No, not anymore.
What? Who does then? Not the terrorists?
No, that woman.
Woman? Who?
You know, one of the two women on this island.
Female soldier, it must be.
She said she had just joined up as a new recruit.
We've only met one of them, so you know, it's probably her.
She refused to take part in the rebellion.
A new recruit? Could that be the Colonel's niece?
I gave her the key. Looks like she managed to break out of here, though.
That sounded way too much like I gave her the D.
She's green, but as tough as they come.
And it's like, geez, this was 1998. That wasn't a thing.
Contact with her by codec. Until I was tied up here, that is.
Codec?
Yes. She stole it from the guard. If she still has it, you should be able to contact her.
I'm sure she still has it. What frequency was she at?
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, it's... Oh, sorry. I forgot. Damn!
So that's irritating.
That's right. It should be on the back of the CD case. Try to contact her.
So this was something that confused the hell out of me as a kid.
Way to prevent the missile launch.
He says that Meryl's codec number is on the back of the CD case. He then gives you an optical disc. And when I first played this, I was like, was like 99 maybe?
But a little bit of an oddball. If there's anyone who can figure out how to stop Metal Gear from launching, it's him.
What if he can't come up with any?
So I would have been like 7 in 99, 6 or 7.
Where is this?
So it's like, okay, it gave me an optical disc. I'm assuming that's the CD because all discs are CDs to me when I'm 6 or 7. How do I take a look at the back of it to see Meryl's number?
The nuclear age ended with the turn of...
I could never figure it out.
Oh, you're wrong.
So what I ended up doing was going through every possible codec combination until I found the right number, which was irritating. Thankfully there's only 200 combinations.
Have you ever seen a warehouse full of nuclear material?
You know, when you're a kid and you've got the time and the patience to just do that because you want to continue this game.
As you can see, there's still no real way to dispose of the stuff.
So they just close the lid and try to pretend like it'll go away?
Essentially, yes.
What it means by CD case is actually the box the game came in. You're supposed to look on the back of the box the game came in.
But several pounds of muff are reported.
And it's like, ugh.
Muff? It stands for material unaccounted for. It proves that there's a large...
The remake Twin Snakes makes it a lot easier to understand by saying it's on the back of the game case.
Russian nuclear
or something along those lines.
Out of work with no way to turn.
It's like they couldn't say CD case anyway because the GameCube discs weren't CDs, they were mini DVDs.
And scientists for making a bomb. We live in an age when any small country can have a nuclear weapons program.
What about the other superpowers?
Russia and China still maintain a significant nuclear presence. Complete nuclear disarmament is an impossibility.
Well, with that attitude it is.
Deterrence, we need a weapon of overwhelming power.